Yeah, folks, I think you know the drill by now. We're going to open 100 collector's reserves and see which variants we get, which pixel art we get. Pixel art's crazy. It has like gaps and stuff. It's like, anyway, I gotta get into the pixel art again. And we're gonna build a deck out of those variants. And along the way, we will probably, certainly, almost inevitably talk a little bit about Marvel Snap. Prepare the fainting couch. That might be a reference to something, I don't know. Emote at your own risk. I can live with a title like that. At least it's, you know, fitting to the game and setting and stuff. I like, you know, as opposed to some weird obscure reference that makes no sense to me. Ah, the Dan Hip Red Hulk. Okay, very cool. I feel like I have almost all the Dan Hips by now, but I guess not. Yeah, very red and yellow. Tons of crazy yellow lighting on that. Those big rippling muscles. But that's gonna be a decent card for our variant deck for sure. Freshly eyelash waxed. That's the stuff I mean, right? Beta Ray Bill. Okay, yeah. Dan Hip Beta Ray Bill, it looks like. I don't use the portraits, as you guys know. I don't use the variants. I think if there was a random variant button where it would just every game select one of my different variants, I think I would do that. Like, I think I would do that at this stage. Like, I don't know if people really still need the, you know, base card art or whatever. That way I wouldn't have to go in and set the variants every time, or just only use one, right? That way we could, like, every time I load in a game, it'd be like, oh, this is this variant, or oh, this is this variant, and we'd get a little tour of the variants, right? Dan Hip Gwynpool. Man, we even have more Dan Hips. There's a MODOK, a Deadpool, and a Jeff bonus, and a little cat back there who I don't know. Doesn't appear to be Goose, but okay, that's actually another really good card though for the variant deck. I have to say, like, we're gonna have some just like good tempo cards in the mix. So, you know, normally in these videos I also talk a lot about Marvel Snap. I honestly though just don't feel like I have anything to say. Moondragon, actually kind of decent if you play like Gwynpool on 4, Red Hulk on 6. I just don't know if I have anything to say about Marvel Snap anymore. I feel like it's all been said. It's just so tired. Like, you know, at different stages in a game, as a, like, you know, when this is your career or whatever, right? You have like different levels of hope and investment and like dreams for things. And it's like, you know, Marvel Snap really took off for me in a big way. Skincare happened today. I don't know what. Illegal in most countries. Okay, that one's a little better than most maybe, but you know, you have different levels of like investment or hope though, right? And it's like for a long time I had a lot of investment and hope in Marvel Snap because it was just really popping off for me, you know. But over time that has just naturally declined. Perhaps that is, you know, alongside Marvel Snap's player base or my viewer count decline as well, although I don't really think that's it. I think it's just I've been making my own stuff lately, right? Making my own games has started to distract me. Like, I'm more interested in that investment, you know, like that's where my energy and love and attention goes to. Although I still love playing Marvel Snap and Hearthstone, and will keep making Marvel Snap and Hearthstone videos because that's my full-time job, you know. I guess I don't have quite the like passion that's like, it feels weird to say you don't have passion because it's like I record videos every day and have fun, and I really care about them doing well. So I'm still passionate, but it's maybe not my like one thing. And maybe being a parent too has actually, you know, like before your career is like your number one thing. I just don't care as much anymore is what I'm getting at, right? Like, and that's not a apathetic not caring. It's just that other things have become a higher priority in my life than Marvel Snap. It doesn't mean I won't try hard or won't, you know, I'm not wishing the best for the game. I guess I just don't, it doesn't feel worth talking about as much, if that makes sense. Like more and more over time, it's like, well, it's the same story. It's losing a little bit of players here and there. It's still got a lot of the same progression problems. Like, it's impossible for players to like come in. The next stall is actually kind of funny. The implication that you're playing Marvel Snap on the toilet next to the person, like, that's an okay title. Don't forget to chew. I don't know about that one. Did they add a bunch of new titles? I feel like we're getting so many titles. And Goliath, by the way, another good card we didn't say. So, you know, it's, oh, Nebula, another. We're just getting a lot of really good tempo cards, actually. Man, this is going to be a great variant deck. Instead of like random warpaths and stuff, we're getting really good cards. Like, actually, just super high quality. So, Anyway, right, it's the same story. You've heard this spiel 100 times on Marvel Snap. Yes, it seems like it's still losing players a little bit over time, but you know, it's fine. I think the game's fine as far as like a healthy state. I get annoyed by the meta. I think the kind of Fin Fang Foom Strife stuff is old, and Star-Lord still is old. I think some people are pretty sick of that side of it. I think a lot of people are just still, you know, progression problems, don't have the cards they want, or a lot of people, I get comments about wanting to come back to the game, and they're like, dude, I just like, how do I get cards? Where you just, what do I prioritize? It's so hard to get cards. So it's like, the game just has this loop where the people who are in the loop, a lot of them are fine being in that loop for a long time, but some of those people get pushed out just a little over time. Life happens. Fin Fang Foom happens, Strife happens. Oh man, I should have said life happens, Strife happens. That's such a good rhyme. Let's wind that back. Life happens, Strife happens. And you know, people just naturally leave a little bit. In most games, that's fine because they eventually come back. And they lost a little time, but then they come back and it's okay. In Marvel Snap, it's so hard to come back. That's the issue, right? So, I don't know, man. Like, I'm happy is the thing. Like life is great, you know, like Marvel Snap is still great for me overall, right? It's worse than it used to be, but it's still great. You know, I still get tons of views. I still am a happy Marvel Snap content creator in the world of Marvel Snap. But what do I have to say anymore at this stage, right? Nothing has really changed all that much in the last 3 years. And maybe that's the problem, but it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine for me. I want it to be better for players, but in other words, I just don't have the energy to go on a big spiel right now, right? I just don't have it. I think it's fine. But that said, I always like opening it up to you guys. How are you feeling about Marvel Snap? What are you thinking? Spider-Man Noir is probably going to be tough for us to use. Yeah. I do wish this card was tweaked a little bit where it was like, you know, if this were a 4/6 that summoned a 4/6, right? That might feel a little more interesting. Now, I know 8 is really nice and symmetrical, and they, you know, it's 8 for 8, like that's cool. It's a spider, I get it, you know, like there's definitely some value to that vibe, you know, making the card feel pretty and clean like that. So I get it, but from a balance standpoint, if it had a little more, you know, floor and a little less ceiling, it might be better. And like it'd still be cool because, like, you know, pulling a 6-power Iron Man out of your deck is still insane, right? Like you'd still be pretty happy. I don't know. Spider-Man Noir just in a tight spot. There's been a lot of cards lately that Spider-Man Noir, not a good example, but kicking off this thought process for me. A lot of cards lately that have been just pretty okay. A lot of the objective cards in particular have just been sort of pretty okay. Gambit was really good, but like, you know, the Polaris, the Archangel, the Wolverine actually did have to get buffed, and still probably is just pretty okay. That like, I don't know if cards like that really move the needle for the game much. It's one of those things where it's like, if they're going to be just okay, I think they have to be like super fun and like dramatically fun and interesting for people to really care. Because otherwise it's just like, well, I'm not excited about these. Infinite, actually pretty good pixel. One of the more detailed pixels. It's not just like a super boring cutout pixel. Probably because it wasn't based on previous art or anything. They just had to put much better than some of the pixels. So I don't know, just like card design in that aspect, like you don't want every card to be super powerful, obviously. That creates way too much pressure on players to keep up. Like that would also be a problem, but some middle ground where it's like a, you know, maybe making the weaker cards a little more interesting. Hard to do, right? It's a hard thing to solve. And, you know, I don't think Polaris or Archangel or Wolverine are boring necessarily. This Ebony Maw, a little less good than the Infinite, but not terrible. Maybe I just wish the background was a little bit higher contrast from the character here. Like it just reads kind of mushy up here, a lot of grays. And those red stripes are like the most visually engaging part of it, but also the least important part of the art. You know what I mean? Like that's the highest kind of view contrast in the entire image, and they mean nothing. It's just a background element. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If I were going to do like a big red splash, I would actually do it behind Ebony Maw's face. Like make the background this like red nebula or purple nebula or something, right? To create the color contrast here so that you bring the forefront of the character out. Whereas these stripes don't really do anything. They highlight his hips and his ankles that you can't even really see his knees. I mean, I I don't know. I do like how, you know, they've got the kind of glass reflection here to make it look like glass. That's pretty cool. And it does create a nice highlight on the face. Like it pulls your eye there. But because everything's just a gray tone, like there's a values shift a little bit because this is very bright and this is more mid-tones and this is dark tones. But like, I don't know, just compositionally, I think you could do some things to really make that stand out. But I don't hate the actual pixel art itself. Ebony Maw, not so good for our deck, by the way. Embarrassment Enthusiast, I should use that. Constantly embarrassing myself. If I had more time to record more games, I wouldn't always have to include silly ones, but sometimes it's just like, I don't have the time for that. We'll run the silly one. People like it anyway when I make fun of myself. All right, Beast, again, not a great variant deck card, but a pretty sick variant, dude. Alex Ross, very cool. I feel like I know Alex Ross really well from DC stuff. I feel like I don't associate him with Marvel as much, but maybe that's just lack of exposure. Oh, hey, final reserve. I didn't realize we were already there, dude. That went super fast. Did we get 12 variants? I don't feel like we did. We did get some new hungry variants, which means we get a new death variant. Maybe we can include that in our deck. It would be pretty unplayable, I guess. We can take a look. Okay, so we want to go to variants, not on reveal. And we want to go to newest and check out our newest variants. Yeah, why did we get way fewer variants? Am I only on 6s? Oh yeah, no, that's right. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we got death anyway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish. So, God, that kind of means I need to run Strife in the deck because he's the last newest variant. So let's build our variant deck and also rate. Are you kidding me? I got to do this filter again? Really? Let's rate them as we go. Red Hulk Dan Hip variant. This is a 3 out of 5. Almost too much yellow for me. I mean, I like the lighting, but it's like yellow and red aren't, you know, they're kind of complementary colors, not super high contrast. So it's like, I don't know. Gwynpool Dan Hip. I like this one a lot, actually. This is like 4 out of 5. I think that's pretty good. A lot of little neat details. Nice colors. Moon Dragon here. I like this one. 4 out of 5. It's cool. Yeah. Red and green really pop. That's great. This Goliath has always been really sweet, I think. I love the almost cartoony nature of it, but it's still like rendered really, really interesting. Like, you know, high detail, and it's not like, you know, sometimes it's cartoony in rendering. This is cartoony in action, but like, you know, vibey in rendering. Like it's still really cool rendering. So I'm gonna say that's 5 out of 5. That's super cool. Nebula, again, this is actually a goofy one that's rendered more seriously, which I do like, actually. Maybe 4 out of 5 on that one. Yeah, sure. Scream, this is pretty sick. I don't like the white outline that's there. I feel like it's maybe not supposed to be so much as like a function of something about the way they've like layered this artwork or something, although I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll say I don't know. I really like the art. I'm gonna say 4 out of 5 on the Scream, which she's gonna be completely useless, as is Death, right? This Death, not a huge fan of this one, but it's not terrible. I'll say like 3 out of 5. It bugs me how that tree back there is creating a tangent right here. Tangents in art are when like things overlap awkwardly or like kind of flow together without a lot of visual distinction. Like, not only is it touching Death, which is a little annoying because it's like, you know, you could just create more of a gap there, but there's like literally specifically a branch that's going into the gap of her shoulder, which just like, I don't know, that bugs the eye a little bit to me. Really minor, of course, because they do a good job of kind of lowering the saturation, and, you know, she still pops in the foreground. And that also might not actually be something the artist did. It might be, again, a function of the layering. Like when it was put in the game, maybe it was boosted over to the right a little bit in the original or something, and the layering got it all out of whack. And it may also change when you actually upgrade this card. In fact, we should do that too, because, like, you know, they all change compositions when you upgrade and frame break, right? It actually just got worse. It's basically the same. Wait, why did I get 32 levels for going to green? And why is it showing stuff I've already opened? That was weird, right? It actually really didn't change anything at all. Let me take it to rare as well for the full 3D. Yeah, this probably helps a little. So now you can kind of create that. This is what I crave, right? Where they're not overlapping, just fully framing that character perfectly. I wonder if it was more like that in the original art. Anyway, Death 3 out of 5. Spider-Man Noir. I don't know, 3 out of 5 for me on this one. I don't know, just not jumping out at me. Infinite Pixel is actually pretty cool for a pixel. I don't know. Maybe a little muddled on what all this is supposed to actually be. I think if you weren't familiar with the character, you'd be like, what exactly am I looking at? But I'm gonna say 3 out of 5. Ebony Maw Pixel, not a huge fan. I'm gonna say 2 out of 5. And Beast Alex Ross, pretty sick, honestly. 5 out of 5. Love the look of these characters. It's their iconic costumes for me. Gambit's poking Beast in the eye a little bit, but that's okay. And then we gotta find one more variant. I don't want to do Strife because I'm so bored of Strife. Also, he just wouldn't, well, he wouldn't be terrible in our deck necessarily. We don't have a lot of on reveals. Let's go to Firehair, doesn't do anything. Spider-Man? Sure. Let's do, oh, I don't know. This Doc Ock looks pretty sick, actually. No, we're going to do this Doc Ock. That's cool. So this is our variant deck, filling in with Doc Ock because we got 2 deaths. That's dealer's choice. Let's see if we can't win some games with the variant deck. All right, so Scream is awful, but maybe it'll make the opponent think. Oh, by the way, we're gonna play 3 games and see how many we win or lose. Beast mid, just for some tempo, I guess. Yeah. Morbius, hard to stop, but Eliath could maybe shut some stuff down if we manage to get priority. That said, that's easier said than done, really. Beast, right. How does this work? Surely we just go Gwynpool right, don't we? Does that really win, though? I don't feel like it does. Beast right doesn't seem right to me. It's like you just end up with 5 points there, and I want to play Gwynpool next turn anyway. The problem with the Gwynpool right is look how inflexible my hand is, right? I can't, you know, if I get, you know, 18 points in hand or whatever, I can't spread them out effectively. I have all my 6 drops, right? So it's like, what's the point of spreading them out? It doesn't do anything. Pull up my deck tracker, by the way. Dakin for the opponent. Oh my god, Eliath actually could do some work here. Okay, that makes Gwynpool a lot more interesting too, because suddenly if we do hold, you know, if well, number one, if we hold priority, Eliath will work. So like you get ahead on priority, so that's great. Spider-Man are a little more flexible, I guess. Oh my god, Super Giant. No, that means we're not. Oh wait, are we still gonna get ahead on priority? Yeah, we are, because they're only ahead by 1 mid. Oh, Super Giant, I freaking love you. Oh my god, I freaking love you, Super Giant. Spider-Man Noir does nothing, but he's the only card that we can play. And then the challenge is, right, like, do the Dakins still scale once anyway? Oh, I don't know. That's the challenge, right? Like, they might scale once anyway. So, like, do they play a card over here that, like, hits one of the Dakin guys regardless? You know what I mean? Or can we just win like this by catching mid? You know, if they play a, I don't know, Colleen Wing left or something and it hits a Dakin, or are they just all in on MODOK, right? That's the question. Oh, this is a close one, dude. I don't know. Eliath, you feel good about mid too if Morbius doesn't scale, but you don't know what's happening left is the problem. Moon Girl is actually fine. That's a loss to our 6-power Spider-Man Noir, dude, and we're obviously turning off their MODOK, so they're totally cooked. Wow! The Super Giant just making our life wonderful, dude. Wonderful. And the Gwynpool buffs, not irrelevant, you know? Spider-Man Noir winning left and Eliath really holding mid pretty hard. Without Gwynpool, we would actually lose 13-12 anyway. Wow. Great first game, dude. That makes this whole thing a success. Let's go. And it's nice to be doing this at Infinite for once, since like hitting Infinite before the last day of the season goes a long way, so. All right, Ebony Maw. I mean, definitely not playing it on turn 1. Tell you that. Death is just completely useless to us. Just absolute utter garbage. Moondragon's decent. Oh, Death gets more interesting maybe. I don't know. Probably still not good. You never know. Maybe we actually try to win right with like an Infinite or a Red Hulk and get strong elsewhere, right? Problem is Beast is kind of stranded here. You could maybe put Ebony Maw Moondragon together and say, hey, I trust. I don't really trust though. Hey, a card in Murder Worlds. Nice. That could be a good way to get death out, yeah. We could maybe use Doc Ock to also fill their Grand Central, right? Oh, you know what, actually? Dang, I don't hate that either, but no, I think you're better off doing this. I don't think you play Beast mid. I like, yeah, it's shenanigans, but you don't need it. I think it's okay. I think you don't need it. Moondragon just getting some points here is fine. So Ebony Maw is gone. Spider-Man Noir, probably not worth it in my mind. I think you just do this and you try to win left with like an Infinite, maybe, honestly. So do you skip turn 5 here with the notion that you will top deck an Infinite? I don't know. Rogue, useless. Zombie, Mr. Fantastic. Oh, so right is clogged already unless they trust their Grand Central, which I would say is pretty risky for a Thanos deck in particular, wouldn't you think? I'd be pretty scared of that, I think. What are we at here? 6, no, way more than Spider-Man Noir, unfortunately. I don't think you can play for the 1 and 4 here. I think you just want to empty your hand as much as possible to make Grand Central a better hit, you know? Just get more points this way. And then try to stack up left, maybe. Spider-Man Noir does potentially debuff some of our guys too, though, which is a little annoying. I really love that. I mean, maybe you gotta go mid on these. God, I kind of hate all of it, to be honest. I don't know. Because left, I'm worried if they just play their big Thanos there, like, we can't contest at all. I need death right, really, right? I need a sure win right. I would love to get priority as well if we could get priority mid so that Goliath has a chance to make a play. That said, you still worry, like, Aurora beats you, Thanos beats you. Like, I just don't oh god, I forgot they didn't turn. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, opponent. They did decide to fill it themselves here. Oh, that's such a sick line. Now I don't want to pull death. Don't pull death. She got insane. Don't pull death. Oh my god, Thanos is 22. Are you kidding me? Don't pull death. I need death. She's so sick now. Ebony Maw. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's just gone, I guess. That means we... Oh, dude, I did exactly what I said. No. No. Well, we lose, clearly. We lose on board unless they don't play mid to Nebula and somehow lose that. I think that's incredibly impossible, but, you know. Ooh, does that ever... No, I don't think it ever matters, right? Because there's no way to steal points in a relevant way. Like, eating mid's just a net gain, so... yeah, the free Thanos there was pretty insane, dude. Pretty insane. Opponent must be very confused about our deck, unless they know who I am and know I do these videos from time to time, but, okay, so we're 1-1. Like, can we get ours the last game a win? Pretty good games. I mean, interesting things are happening. That's always fun. Nebula on 1's great. Red Hulk early is awesome. We love both those things. Scream we don't love. Red Hulk get big, dude. I really love 6-drops in Marvel Snap. I think there's some, like, Infinite's an interesting design. Red Hulk's really interesting design. Goliath, let's not talk about Goliath. Hey, we didn't draw rocks right away. That's pretty good news. Again, though, we do have that kind of inflexible hand problem right now with this Gwenpool where, fortunately, she's just not hitting a lot of stuff. Moondragon also kind of a bum card here. Not the worst, I guess, but I think the goal here will be to win, like, you know, mid and then wherever Red Hulk goes. But I don't think that's going to be easy to do. Probably need to hit, like, I don't even know. Spider-Man Noir kind of good, by the way. Like, this isn't out, so I think it would show... Oh, 7, actually. Well, Rock plus Spider-Man Noir then would be decent, wouldn't it? Oh my god. That would actually be so sick. I don't think you need to go for Infinite, of course, if you already got a juiced Red Hulk. Rock is a decent buff target, at least. I'll say that. Okay, caught a couple. I'll take that. Don't love that one, though. Yeah, I mean, Red Hulk can flip right, but... Oh! I mean, they know I have the big Red Hulk, I guess, right? I don't know what they're playing with. I'm gonna play one more game because we got ripped off. We didn't get to see, you know, it's but 2-1 officially for the record for our variant deck. Let's do it. That's actually nuts, man. That's really, really cool. I love that. Well, okay, bonus game in the works here. Scream. Why do I always get all my 6-drops? I mean, Infinite mid's really strong. Might hold. Moondragon's crazy for the opponent though. Dang. Left seems gone already then. Like, you just literally can't beat Moondragon, right? How do you beat that? Oh, this whole game is gone, dog. The end of turn deck. I mean, there's no earthly world in which we win this video game. Maybe this pulls a Havoc, but no, Moondragon's not in the Havoc list. It's more like Doctor Doom stuff always. Oh my god, a 7-power Iska. Are you kidding me? Why did I play the bonus game? Dude, even Sam's really good too. The worst decision I've ever made. Oh my god, it is literally impossible to win right now. I mean, it's literally impossible to win, right? There is no world in which this is a winnable video game. Yeah, I don't know. I jinxed us, man. Sandman, honestly, not that impactful. I was hoping Red Hulk would get better though, so that I would still feel confident about it mid. But I mean, you literally cannot win. Nebula's pretty sick, dude, but no good, no good. Okay, well, that was an anticlimactic end, guys. I'm so sorry. By the way, passing for Infinite, if that's your thought, also, like, you know that literally cannot win, right? So you got to take a flyer on Spider-Man, but all right. Anyway, still a fun video. We still, for the official record, went 2-1 with the variant deck, which is fantastic news. Sometimes just slamming bodies works, man. Don't overthink it too much. So anyway, share your thoughts on Marvel Snap down below. Thanks much, as always, for watching. Do note, I'm going to be a little less around this week. Like, I might not do the new card video the day it comes out because my wife is going to be out of town for a little bit, like 3-4 days, and I will be on 100% toddler duty. So it's just gonna be harder for me to record stuff in a timely fashion to, like, you know, when the new card comes out, instead of, like, you know, might be later that night or the next day or something. So anyway, just stay tuned for that. I may or may not have quite as quick of a schedule as you're used to, but I am actually going to be, I think I can say this, yeah, I don't know, I will have a Storm video out on the official Marvel Snap channel, so stay tuned for that, I guess, if you want to see some Storm action with Regis and I don't get a video done day of. But we'll see how it goes with the toddler and see how cooperative she is. But just a little heads up, I'll be a little less around this next 4 days. So anyway, thank you again, love you all, and I guess I will see you around.